This is Robert Kraft, and I am your host on SNN.Network, and we are live on location in Raleigh, North Carolina. And with me today is Brian Balbirnie. He's the CEO of Issuer Direct Corp. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is ISDR. Brian, welcome to SNNLive.
Robert, thank you. It's nice to be here and nice to have you here at our office.
It's great to be here. So for our audience, we'll start off with an overview of Issuer Direct, and then we'll go from there.
Issuer Direct is a compliance and communications company. We help public companies comply with the markets, their shareholders, and regulatory, and built a platform for them to do it.
So let's get a history of the company. When did it exactly start, and how did you develop to where you're currently at today?
2003, we began the process of trying to figure out what it was like for public companies to comply in a more efficient manner. How do they understand the regulatory processes, the XBRL that was coming that we knew about, build an ecosystem and a platform that they could do it themselves rather than sending it to a financial printer. And the kicker was do it for half the price.
So you already alluded to this a little bit, but what would you say makes the company unique and the real value proposition compared to your peers out there?
Yeah, the value prop is one platform, one check, one contact. We built an entire ecosystem for them to comply and communicate with the markets, find shareholders, find new markets, find new customers, and do it in a storytelling process that's easy, simple, and just straightforward.
And what's your background? How did you come into all this?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. We started the company in 2006. Took us about a year to figure out what the model was going to be and how we could make money doing what we do. I spent about 5 years prior to that working with public companies, running the Sarbanes-Oxley practice with a company called Addressable Consulting. And we help public companies, board members, officers, and directors understand SOX, what it was like, and how to comply with Coastal Framework. When we started that process and built that consulting practice, we quickly figured out that most microcap, small cap companies don't understand what it's like for corporate governance, how to move financial data around and how to find shareholders and manage that process. So that's really what our ecosystem is today.
So I also want you to give our audience a little bit of an overview about the total addressable market as well, because I know from experience this also includes not just public companies but also private companies that use service as well, right?
It does. That's a great question. We started as the public company, right? We went public about a year and a half after we started the company and realized that our TAM, or the total addressable market, really was this small cap and down. And if we think in a global sense, that may be 15,000. And everybody knows in the markets that we serve, that number's shrinking. And we built this ecosystem, the compliance part and the communications part of our platform, that really applies to private companies as well. So it really opens up that total addressable market for us. So when we think about our news distribution product platform, we think about our storytelling engine with our targeting tools and engagement platforms, we really see that being hundreds of thousands of potential opportunities for us just here in North America alone. But not getting away from our public humble beginnings, right? That's where the company started, and we'll stay true to that. So we've got over 2,000 customers that are public that use that platform today, and today about 1,000 private and growing significantly faster.
And then from what you can tell us, what are some of the company's growth drivers now going into 2020?
It's our news editorial platform, right? It's the better, faster, cheaper alternative. For years, no discredit to our competitors here in the space, everybody knows who they are, that they've built a business off of the traditional model of news distribution, right? The editor types the document, puts it in the courier's back, and it goes to the AP, and it goes out. You can't question the value and what that brings to the financial markets and non-financial markets. But when we looked at it, we're moving text. We did this in the regulatory way, right? We really quickly figured out that we could move that text just like everybody else in a more efficient manner. And if we can do that and put our technology in the hands of the customer, right, our corporate issuer or our private company, that gives them control when and where to do it. So they dictate the engagement, they dictate the distribution. They can pick and choose and do that, and we filter that and homogenize that content down to where it needs to go. So it's not about a press release anymore. It's not about a regulatory filing. It's about a communications path, right? It's an event. What are you moving? Where does it need to go? And do we have the platform that can do it for you? And that's what the goals are.
And where can our audience go and find more information about Issuer Direct?
You can go to issuerdirect.com, right? The www. You can hit us on social media. And if you'd like to follow what we do here culturally in the company on social media, Instagram is Issuer Direct Life.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we are on location in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Issuer Direct offices. With me again has been Brian Balbirnie, CEO of Issuer Direct Corp, publicly traded company. The symbol is ISDR. Brian, thank you again for being on and for having us here.
Robert, this was great. I appreciate it. It took me, about 10 years to do this, so I appreciate giving me the opportunity. Thanks.
Better late than never.
Thank you.